I'm Johnny Young Bosch, and you're watching Wolf Thunder Ranger.
Alrighty, it's about that time. Let us tackle some tips and tricks on Master Dayne here, the bounty hunter. So, Dayne, he came in, he brings his whip. He might be a little racist, I don't know, just watch about the characters you fight with that whip. It's kind of, I don't know if we can set that in, it's kind of fucked up, but anyways. So, Dayne came out, and obviously he came with a pretty interesting move with that when it comes to that whip. A lot of movement. It's just a breaker at this point, but it's pretty much what Blaze is when you do one move, or like any other character, you do one move, it just fully goes into it. The only thing they didn't do was make it a strike, so at least that's a good thing. They didn't make it a strike, or it would have just been like one of those Blaze type fiascos, and that would have been bad. But honestly, if they left it a strike, at least you could have gone through a lot of the bullshit that your opponent always tries to do. So the first thing, and practically maybe the one issue I do hate about the character, is he is a lightweight. Lightweight meaning he actually can get into like combos you're not supposed to still get into since you're on the ground. But Dayne actually does have a fucking terrible weight problem, and that is he isn't completely fell down from the ground. What it looks like it's falling down the ground. You see that little bounce there? That technically means he's still in the air for a little bit for more air combo game. It's a good thing that this Green Ranger didn't know that, because then they would have been able to capitalize on my terrible Dayne weight. And we can't have that. Wow, I am so glad he did not break her fast. That's a great thing. Now, with Dayne being released, obviously he's going to be better than Xander, but that doesn't really set the bar too high, because practically everyone this year has been better than Xander, because Xander's moves are slow as shit. And slow as tits. But Dayne actually has a pretty decent moveset to keep the balance of the character releases so far, versus Aisha being the number one and him being almost as close to Vengeance on the power gain scale of being good characters. But Dayne's not like completely trash, and that's okay. You know, we're not trying to have like trash characters every release. I mean, we always need a character that can actually fight. But you got people online are still using Ninjetti White because they barely touched the motherfucker as a leader. So, you know, every new character they release, they haven't really touched up the ladder in general, rank in general hasn't really been touched up with that, because, you know, it's the same format. It's not like NWA has refused to release an actual character that would actually do change their whole meta system, which is weird, because that's how phone games are supposed to work. You're supposed to have at least a strong like couple characters, and then you balance them out later down the road. But they don't do that. They just release shit, and so they don't have to worry about it in the future. I mean, hey, whatever saves them time and money. As long as they make the character a certain way, they don't have to spend too much money, etc., etc. So yeah, Dayne definitely brought some of that flair to it. I mean, Dayne's just being a great Dayne at the end of the day. But, you know, it's not like, it's not something I get hype over. I mean, it's a nice character. I mean, would I wail? Probably not. Not worth the money at the end of the day. I mean, it's an epic. Next month's a legendary, so that means something better is probably coming. But anyway, and that's exactly what I was talking about when it comes to drop. His weight is garbage. That was actually a prime example when it looks like he's really on the floor, but apparently he's like a tad bit off the floor where you can still combo off him, which is actually ridiculous, because even Mesogog has that problem still, where you can still catch them in the air when it looks like they're on the ground, and they're not. So yeah, you gotta be careful of that, period. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, Energy Shot, I honestly don't think Energy Shot should have been a shield, but I guess it was just a shield just so you can hit people's strikes out, which makes sense, like an energy shield in a way, that what he does bring up when he does do a shield. But, you know, that's just how it is. But when it comes to a move like that, it's like, I need to be able to use that move to go into my other attacks, because that shield's very important, but that's more important for going into your actual move sets, and that's a big deal. You know, you gotta go into Dayne's whip move, because you gotta whip these people into shape. Like crap, you're not. That's how you do it. Now, his whip does do a good amount of damage. I mean, when it comes to friendlies, Dayne's actually pretty on par with most of the characters with his moveset, but obviously can struggle at low feats, being that his energy shot is pretty good on speed. I mean, if you catch it, you catch it. You don't, you don't. But it's a very interesting character nonetheless. I mean, what Dayne really brings is not really a lot to say, yeah, this is meta changing. I mean, at best, he's more like fun. You can use him in friendlies, or you can use him in certain missions. I mean, he does have a little bit of a decent kit for missions and stuff like that. When it comes to his attacks, like I said, that shield gun is pretty readable. Depending on the more you play against him, the more easy it gets. I mean, all of his moves are pretty good 2-second speed moves at best. So if you can't block it, you can't block it. That's on you. You got 2 seconds to react. So it's a reaction game. So yeah. So then we get Daggeron off. I mean, Daggeron's just there to stop the turtling because, they're just sitting there waiting for me to do something. I just need something that's actually going to, push them to do something. If not, then I just get all my energy back and go again. So I baited that out, and then I set that up. I could have countered. Connor would have been a better bet because at least Connor would have been able to push the opponent into said ball of nanobugs. But the nanobugs being a 4, I guess that's his true nerf. I mean, I guess if the nanobugs were at 3, it'd be pretty spammable. I mean, you just keep setting 2 of those balls and then you do a strike, and that would be, I guess, bad. I mean, you don't want, I guess, another character that can do that. I mean, I can understand, but there's so much more you could have done. Any phone app game in general, you're supposed to make the next character really good so people go and get it. So they spend yes, he's the best character in the game, let me spend money. But Android's not about that, apparently. They're just trying to bank on nostalgia, which they do a lot of, which is why we're back to another MMPR character. Anyways. But yeah, no, I mean, Dayne is decent enough to use in situations, and he's not completely ass. So that's good. She's just balanced. He's got a nice kit that can work in today's field. Nothing too predictable. Everything's a good hit. Everything's a good speed. Everything can get a good poke in. It's good. Dayne came out good, and we wanted a character to come out good in general. But, we don't want them to come out too OP or that we complain. We just need something that's just, balanced but not completely garbage. And Dayne is not completely garbage, which is a good thing. He's decent. Again, like I said, in friendlies, he looks like he's a camp champ. But in ladder, yeah, you have to wail just to do anything because, you're fighting people's level 5s everywhere, so you're not going to be able to put in a lot of damage than you think. So, when I was playing him, I was just going through the motions, really. I'm like, yeah, he's okay. I mean, some of these releases aren't as exciting like they kind of used to be way back in the day when they used to be, but now every release is kind of subpar. It's not anything, yeah, fuck yeah. It's more And it's Power Rangers. I'm just going to play because it's Power Rangers. I guess that's about it. I mean, I don't get what I want anyways. Well, I'll just play it, and that's about it. And that's how it usually goes. But a lot of these releases have just been really just yawn fest releases. If I can be honest, there's nothing really decent. I mean, we've been stuck with the same meta for a good while until they finally do something in August that they've been bragging about. So we'll honestly see how that goes. But yeah, it be like that sometimes, honestly. It's weird. Oh, crap. Good, I landed. Finally. Something about my weight that actually worked out. Don't know why. But it worked out this time. So, like I said, weird hitboxes when it comes to Dayne. So, beating Akuma, yeah, I take the shot. I mean, I guess it's good that that's a shield, but I wish it didn't cost, energy for being a shield. You know what I'm saying? Because at best, sometimes you're using that attack just to get to your breaker. I mean, you're trying to really get to that breaker, because that breaker is, the damage. Man, we got a couple of shots in with that, so we're looking out for Dino Black. If he Dino Black, he actually would have won. I am so glad he didn't Dino Black, because I had no shield. Yeah, that would have been a problem if he did. I mean, I'm not against him having a shield attack, don't get me wrong. It's just it's not like the shield attack is causing stun or anything. I mean, usually the best shields cause stun to let you rebuild some energy to actually do things. I mean, that's how it usually goes. You have a level 4 and your HP is ass. I'm confused. Anyways. Yeah, no, that's just confusing me. But anyways. So, when playing Dayne, there are, like, certain moves, like, I'm like, yeah, this could have been better, maybe. Like, that move could go a little bit faster, honestly. I really could have. And that would have been okay, really. I would have been fine with that too, but anyway, we're not gonna. Again, they're just trying to cover their behind so they don't have to. And that was actually another reason because I'm like, oh look, I got caught when I looked like I was already on the fucking ground. Thanks, Enway. Makes complete sense. But yeah, a lot of like Dayne's moves are neat and all, but obviously there's some strugglement issues when it comes to most of his kit. Mostly because he's legit only has one strike and most of the set is breakers, so. You should definitely use strike assist when you can, but I just feel like breakers are the only thing that can really harm a turtle, depending if you have the right setup for the breaker. But that's why you have the shield to do the shield thingy, and that's going to help you. I really should have done the bounty hunter, because honestly, I should have thought like he's going to have more breakers than shields, so I really didn't think that through a little bit more. I should have, but I was just like, this is just already weird as it is. So then he breaker, so I was very upset about that. Oh, could have went full idiot. And then he combo canceled, apparently. I guess I didn't see it coming. That was weird, but yeah, that happened. I'm like, fudge you. So, skip? Yeah, you could definitely skip. Nothing. This guy's not really anything to brag about. I mean, at best, content creators unlock him just to talk about him, and that's about it. It's like, if you're going to invest, I'd rather you invest in something smart that won't get nerfed for the next 6 to 7 months, so at least you can enjoy yourself. But anyways, that's why we tackle most of these characters at what we do, so we can just talk about it a little bit. But yeah, no, that's as good as it gets, really. But yeah, Dayne's decent. I mean, the shot's good, the breaker's good. I mean, everything is like a good, decent kit for him for like today's characters right now. I guess once the Blaze gets nerfed and everything, he might be a little bit on par with most of the roster. But I wouldn't say, yeah, totally buy him, because to me, it's like, yeah, it's nothing. Just buy the legendary that's coming out next month. Really save yourself. Because obviously the legendary is going to have some super mode that's going to be just as good, since Aisha, the last legendary, actually got a super mode that actually was fucking good, and that is actually worth a fucking investment. But this guy, fun. He's just fun. That's it. You can pass. Smash or pass, you pass it. You don't need it. Trust me. Plenty of other characters that could do exactly what this guy does 10 times better. You don't need it. You really don't. And I do mean that very sincerely. Not even joking. Now let me whip this bad father into shape for not taking care of you. Just kidding. But anyways. Yeah, just do what you feel is right. I'm just telling you my honest opinion. Don't waste the money. If you want to unlock them for fun, go ahead. I mean, it only took me I think it was like 4,000 crystals. No, it was like 5,000. So it was like 5,000 crystals just to even unlock them and just to even talk about them today. And I'm like, It's like, would you go higher? Man, not really. No, it's not worth it. I mean, Aisha, I actually would have went higher. But again, saving money, live better, Walmart. But yeah, I would say definitely invest in Aisha. Good investment, since that super does provide more combos, and her breaker damage can be very heavy in certain matchups, which makes her pretty solid. But anyways, guys, that is all we have about Dayne. Y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. Buy him if you want. That's on you. But I'm just letting you know, just a little bit of a bad investment for now, since a legendary is coming out next month. So maybe wait for that. Honestly, I'd rather wait for Dayne to even come in more boxes, really. Definitely can be worth the wait. Trust me. Y'all be good. We'll see you around.